So today we're going to do the handover video for the Bailey 76. We're going to start on the outside and then we're going to then move on into the inside. To start off, filling up the vehicle is located here. Diesel in there, and then you've also got your AdBlue, which is just there. Opening up the door, you can see you've got your tyre pressures, which are just on the door sill here. And then your bonnet release catch, which is just here. Pull that, and that, as I say, will release the bonnet. Just whilst I'm here, you've also got your Emm-Bee cab blinds, which are fitted into this. Pinch, and then pull out the blind. It's on a magnetic strip, and it'll just pop into place like that. I find it's easier to lead from the bottom, as the top usually follows with it. Moving around to the bonnet. The latch is just in line with the Peugeot logo. Once opened up, the main things that you're going to need to know underneath here is if you're ever going to jump start the vehicle. To do so, your negative goes onto here, and then your positive goes onto here. You've got a cap which just pops over the top of this with a positive onto there. To flip this cap up, just use your key just to flick it up, and as I say, your positive just goes onto there. That's the main thing that you need to know. But whilst we're under here, just to point out a couple of things. You can see that you've got your engine oil here and your dipstick, your brake disc fluid, your engine coolant, your power steering fluid, which is just through there, and then you've also got your washer fluid, which is just there. Moving around the outside of the vehicle, you can see you've got your awning on the side here, you've got your two fridge vents, you've got your gas bottles which go in here. One thing to note is when you've got your gas bottles in, always turn them off when you're travelling. At the bottle, obviously, make sure that for health and safety reasons. Next to that, if we open that up for you, you can see you've got your aerial point, which just connects into there for an external aerial. And finally, on this side, you've got your fresh water tank fill-up point. With this, all you'll need is your key, unscrew that, water, and then the hose pipe in. You know it's full when it's coming out. Not very technical, but it's the easiest way to know. So when it's all coming out, you know that you've filled the tank. Moving along the back, you can see you've got your bike rack on the back with your camera, which is just up at the top. Moving around onto the other side, you can see you've got your truma vent, which is here. This, in essence, is the vehicle's chimney for the boiler system. Next, you've got your toilet system. In here is your cassette toilet, and this is where you can put your fluid in for your flush. In your cassette toilet, the main thing that you need to know is when removing the system, that the blade on the toilet is always closed. You can see that this is the cassette toilet. I've checked that the blade is closed. If I lift this up, it slides out nice and easily. If it feels like it's being forced, you've probably left that system open, which latches on. When using this, all you've got to do is pull out, slide out, and then you can empty it. Slide this out, unscrew the cap, and then simply empty. You've got a button on the back there. That releases a vacuum. So that waste empties in one steady flow. That just connects there as well. That's your toilet. Directly below that is your wastewater drain down point. You've got three major drain down points in your vehicle. You've got your wastewater, your fresh water, and also your boiler point drain down, which I'll show you later. For your wastewater, just in line with your cassette toilet. Unscrew that for the system to empty. I've not got anything in at the moment, but as I say, just twist that to empty the system. Next, you've got your hookup cable, where that goes for your 230 volt, which is just there. And that concludes everything on the outside of the vehicle. You can just see the edge of it. You've got your aerial up at the top and also your solar panel, which is on top. On the inside of the vehicle, you've got your main control panel, which is here, and also your bed controls here. For your main control panel, your power button, that's your master switch, turns on and off everything in the vehicle, including your lights. Next, you can see you've got these arrows. These allow you to switch between the settings within the control panel, so you can check your water level, your wastewater level. You can enter your settings into there, also temperature and things like that. You've got a battery select here, keep it on leisure, and also it tells you your leisure battery voltage. Moving along, you can see you've got this tap button. If you click that, that will activate the pump. When doing that, you need to go to all of your, when you're on site, you've got water in the tank, go to all your taps, turn them on and turn them to hot. What that's going to do is it's going to pull water from your freshwater tank up through the pipe system, pulling it through the boiler, priming the boiler, and then out through your tap. Initially, as you know, you probably know, it'll start spluttering and spitting. Once it's running steadily and at one steady flow, you know that you've primed your system. As I say, you need to do this for all your taps, including this one and also your shower point, and then you're good to go. Once you've done that on the hot water, you need to do it for the cold water, and again, it's the exact same. Once it's ready, running steadily, you've primed your system. Once you've done that, you can leave that pump on. All of your taps are on isolator switches, and will activate the pump when you need so. Moving back, next up here is your internal lights, which is just an isolation switch for that, and then also your door light, which is just on the outside of the vehicle. To operate your drop-down bed, you'll need your drop-down bed keys. They simply go in and you turn the key and that'll activate the bed. You've got the up and down. If you click down, it'll drop the whole system. And then when I want to put it back up, simply press the up switch. Obviously when doing this, make sure that this whole area is clear. And that'll stop automatically once it's at its top. Moving through to the kitchen area, we're moving on to your heating system. It uses, as I say, a Truma boiler system. Hold that and that activates and turns the system on. Everything below the line is what we want to select. You've got your vehicle temperature, which you can select through here. Your water temperature. You've got Eco, Hot or Boost. Eco is approximately 40 degrees. You're only going to be using that when you're having a shower. Your Hot is approximately 70 degrees. You're going to be using that when you're washing your pots and pans. And then you've got your Boost, which will concentrate on heating the hot water. Next, you've got your fuel. You've got gas, a mixture of 1 kilowatt electric and gas, a mixture of 2 kilowatt electric and gas, EL1, which is 1 kilowatt electric, or EL2, which is 2 kilowatt electric. And obviously, these vary depending on whether you're on site or wild camping. Finally, you've got your fan. As I say, nothing's on at the moment, so it's just activating vent. Your other systems, once the system is on, I'll just go on and turn the system on for you. You've got Eco and High, so you can alter between the two if needs be. To activate all the system, all you've got to do is turn the dial, and when it's flashing, you're in essence hovering over the application. Click to then access. You've then got at the bottom a timer, which is just there. Your clock, so you can arrange that, and finally your settings. The main thing that you need to know in here is your reset, which is right at the end. You're going to need to know that whenever you get an error code. So when you get an error code in the on the system, come to here, click it, and obviously that will reset the system. You'll get an error code, for example, when you have selected to heat the vehicle and selected the wrong fuel. So you've selected a fuel that you haven't got. That's when you'll get that error code. To turn off the system, simply hold, and it turns off. Moving into your kitchen area, you've also got your fridge, which is down here. Your fridge is a three-way system. If I go to here, you can see you've got 3 ways to power this. You've got up here, which is your 230 volt, which is your hookup. You've then got down here, which is your leisure battery. And then you've got your gas. Simply turn this dial to select which one you want. When you're on site, you're going to be using this 230 volt. When you're travelling, you're going to be using your leisure battery. And then when you're wild camping, you're going to be using your gas. Across from that, you've got your temperature, again, which is just on a dial there. Freezer up at the top, and then you've got your fridge, which is at the bottom. And then an igniter switch for the gas when you're using that. Then got your hob and your oven, which are just there. And whilst I'm here, I'll show you your windows. On all your windows, you've got fly screens and blinds, which are just there. And you can see, to open these, simply undo the latches, push out, and then tighten the knobs on each side. You can have these on venting, like so. Just go in the middle setting. But I always recommend that you always have these closed when driving. Just like so. Next, moving into your seating area. To turn this area into a bed, you've got your table, which usually clips onto there. At the moment, it's just stored away in your wardrobe. To create this bed, drop the table, which lands on these areas here and supports it there. The leg will then split into 2 and allow you to and will allow to take the weight of the base. Once you've done that, you're then ready to make up the bed, which is just like so. Underneath here, you can see that you've got your leisure battery. Undo that, open this up, and as I say, that's just there. You don't need to do anything with that, you can just leave that as it is. You'll notice throughout the van you've got these vents here. You've also got one there and also one at the side there. What that's for is to heat your vehicle. Moving through the vehicle, you'll notice this area here. Underneath this latch is your wastewater tank. So you can access this very easily and empty it. And clean it out and things like that. As I say, your empty point is on the outside. It's external to this vehicle. Next, you've got your wardrobe, which is just in there, which contains your tables. And then in here, you've got your bathroom. I've talked about priming your system for your shower and your taps. But moving on to your toilet, as I discussed about the blade, at the moment the blade is closed. In this position, the blade's closed. Pull it away from you, it's open. When in use, when you're using the toilet, open the blade so all the waste drops into the cassette toilet. Once you've done that, flush the tank using the flush on the top and close the blade. The flush is just activated on the top here. Press that button and as I say, that'll flush the whole system through. It is worth noting that you need your pump on to flush, and also you'll get a green or red light on here indicating when the tank is full. Finally, moving on to the back. To make up this bed area, you drag this middle slot all the way to the end, which brings along some slats with it. You can then form your bed up. I'll do that now. You can see just like that, I've pulled that too, and all the slats have come with it. And as I say, you can just make your cushions up, like so. Underneath your left-hand side cushion, you can see you've got your Truma boiler system, which I discussed earlier. The only thing that you need to know in here is your drain down point. As I say, you've got 3 drain down points. This is your second one. To drain down the system, you've got this little tab here. At the moment, it's in the drain down position. So when it's facing up, it's draining the system down. Folding it down closes the system. Obviously, when in use, you need that closed, and then when you're moving on from site, you need to open that system because you don't want frozen water in your boiler system. Next, under your right-hand side bench, you've got your freshwater tank. That's where this is located. To drain down this system, you've got this blue little tap here. turn that, that'll seal it, turn it sideways, and that'll empty it. What we say is moving off site, leave this open, because as you're driving, the vibrations from the road are going to empty the entire tank. At the moment, I've opened this system up just to show you what is on the inside. This is here so you can clean the inside of the water tank if needs be. Finally, you've got your aerial, which is just located in this cupboard here. You can see it's just here. At the moment it's on, you can see by that, it's got a blue light on. You've got a little dial here to mess around with the range as well. And then to use this, unscrew this, push the system up, and then tighten this here. You then do have this little lever here which you can use to tilt the angle of the actual aerial if needs be. That concludes the handover video on the Alliance 76.